Today's video, we're gonna have a little bit of fun with other people's misfortune. Pretty much what I've done is I've head over to the Lychee Slicer Discord. I pulled some pictures where people are failing on their prints, specifically failing due to support issues. And I'm going to look at these pictures and comment what I think went wrong. So with that, let's get going. So the first picture we have right here is of this lady with the hat, and the failure was this hair coming down on the right side of her face. And what we have is layer lines. Now, right off the bat, I would tell you that this is gonna be support failure. The reason for that being is we can kind of see what's going on right here. We can see that this head wasn't detached from the body, so the user had to support this head in a way where they weren't putting supports all over the shoulder and chest, something I'm pretty sure they didn't want to do. And we can see some support damage right here on the very bottom, but I'm not seeing any support damage on that leading edge right here, leading me to think that this hair was supported, this bottom part was supported just fine, but as it goes up and it gets heavier and heavier and heavier, it didn't have the support it needed. And from here, we can see a different angle right here. And also I see maybe a little bit of support damage here. It's not the best photo. And a little bit, it's hard to tell over there whether I see any, but you can also kind of get that it's really starting at her eye here over, and that's the model that's essentially detached from the head. That's what needs to be supported properly in order to avoid layer lines. So if we move over, we can get what it looked like in Lychee. Unfortunately, I don't have the model itself to pan around and look at everything, but I can gain a little bit from this one. So I can see is down here on this, the bottom part of the hair, I would say we're probably actually a little bit over supported. There's a lot of supports right here. But as we move up and back, remember this thing grows all the way kind of where her eye is, that whole piece of hair is detached. This thing grows pretty large. And all that support is in the bottom. Not only is it the bottom, but it's kind of actually farther away. It's not closer to the head where most of that mass is. There's one support over here and maybe two more right here going up. But I've looked at this for a bit in different angles. I couldn't see there's any additional supports than that one. So ultimately the issue here is that as you get that hair right here, especially as that we get the weight, we need to have support under the weight. Unfortunately, the only way to do that is to basically have supports that go from the hair and attach to the shoulder. So you're gonna have some extra damage on this model, but that's how you're gonna correct it. However, looking at the rest of this model, I can see back here, kind of the back of the hair, that's a lot of resin up there. We probably have enough supports there. Maybe they're clustered a little bit more. It'd be better to have them a little bit more spread out. So you don't have so much support damage in one area, and it's gonna do a better job at holding that big tuft of hair in the back of her. I think maybe the other pictures, yeah, you can kind of see it's pretty big back there. So getting, having a whole bunch of supports kind of there, it does isolate the support damage, easier to clean and sand, but having them a little bit more spread out can ultimately give you a better print, and you're gonna be sanding it anyway, so just sand the whole thing. And on the exact same model, I kind of found another issue. Now, if we look at this hollowing right here and you were to ask, would I add supports in this hollowing or not? My response would be no. This hollowing does not need any supports. The reason for that being is there's no islands or meaningful islands, and there's no big overhangs. However, on this model, this was actually had a lot of supports installed in the center of it. And you can see the suction cups hole there are doing their job, but that's a lot of internal support structure that is completely unnecessary. Like I said before, looking at this bigger model, this bigger size of the hollow, I would actually include 0 interior support to this model. That's gonna decrease the cross-section, resin use, and just make it easier to clean. This next one, let's have a little bit of fun. I'm gonna ask you, the audience, do you think this would print or fail? If you printed stuff like this one that's passed or printed stuff like this one that's failed, you might have a different answer. But right here, we've got an example of a rather, what looks large. This is a small build plate right here, so it's actually not as big as it looks, but a decently sized structure. And I'm gonna tell you, of course, you probably tell by the video we're doing supports that failed. This, of course, failed. The reason being, if I scroll in right here, you just see there's really not enough supports underneath this model. We're also not doing a good job at keeping supports around the perimeter. I recently created a video on how to make sure you get those perfectly flat edges. Once you're done watching that one, you can go check that one out, and that talks about how to properly support objects like this one for flat surfaces. They're gonna glue together and go together really, really well. However, this one didn't even have that issue as the whole thing failed. Now, if we come over, this is what Lychee Auto Support did. Did a pretty good job. We got quite a few supports. Some would say this is over supported. I think over or under really depends upon the support tip size you're using, not necessarily on how many supports you're using. However, on this one, I would say looks good to me. And did it print? Of course it printed. It looks good. This right here is the base for the ball rock again. If you can see, it's not maybe as big as you thought. But it turned out really, really well. In fact, they actually got a pretty good line right here. What you could do to get that line even better is if you warm it up a little bit, maybe like a hair dryer, and then you glue it, kind of push it together, you can get those lines to push together a little bit better. And then of course you could use that putty, but ultimately a great print, printed just fine. All right, this next one. Now looking at the front of this model, it looks actually pretty decent. Maybe a little bit cleaning, we could do to make that clean up a little bit better, but ultimately it looks great. But if we look at the back of it, that's a totally different story. We've got some issues here. If you're planning on only looking at the model from the front, I guess that's fine. You don't really care that this has been thoroughly destroyed by support damage. Any of you with experience can tell exactly what happened here. But if you look at this one, you probably can tell exactly what happened. It's really kind of an orientation issue, but it's a little bit of both. Because it's orientated improperly, a lot of supports were placed. The support tips were also really large. And whenever you print resin that's kind of like this with a support, you're gonna get what's called blooming, where it's gonna kind of bloom out and create a really big contact point. In fact, a contact point that is much, much larger than the support tip that you're using. So we want to avoid stuff like this one. This one, the model should have been printed up and a lot less supports, a lot less. But of course, orientating properly would have used a lot less supports. However, if you're going to use this many supports, you're going to lay down flat, you can get away with some pretty small support tips for most of it, only using larger support tips for like the big islands just to make sure those don't fail off. And looking a little bit further at the same user, this one, we can see there's a lot of supports here. And also this user is using the support, the balls on it. Those can be great, for snap-off points. However, if the resin you're using and the orientation is so bad and they're this close together, it doesn't matter if you've got the break-off points or using really thin support tips. It's gonna end up looking like this. So if you see this is a combination that really starts with bad orientation and ends with way too many supports, way too close together, way too large of support tips. Doesn't matter if you're using the break-off balls are actually the size of the support tips, so make sure that's what you're keeping an eye on. And that's gonna create an issue like this one where sanding this down, I don't think is actually even gonna work. I think this is probably just goes to the trash and try again. So here we have an issue that a user posted some helmets they printed and they were getting some warping and layer lines. Just kind of right here on each of the tips of the helmets. Now, when I saw this picture initially a month or two ago, my first thought was definitely not enough supports and probably not enough supports on those, just the bottom of the helmet. I definitely see on these bottoms right here that we have maybe one or two supports. And if you ever know like a V shape needs multiple, maybe on the bottom of the V and going up the V to really make sure it holds itself and its structure properly. So if we look at this, we see the same issue. It's all on those first bottom layers. And if we look at the picture right here, let's zoom in on this one. It's hard to tell in the photo, but what we can see is there's maybe one contact point there, two there. What I would expect by looking at this in the slicer, just not enough supports on those bottom layers, is pretty much what happened on the final print. So when the user went through and thrown in some additional supports, these helmets printed just fine. Those weird squonky layer lines were gone. So just keep that in mind. Make sure, especially on those bottom layers and those bottom shapes, you're supporting them properly. Now we talked about not enough supports. Let's see what happens if you add too many supports or too many not using maybe the Lychee grid support systems. And what you can get here is a model that cracks. So when you look at this one, you would just think, well, this is probably a lift speed problem or not properly hollowed, creating suction, so it split. I looked at this model, it was properly hollowed and all that stuff was fine, and their settings were actually really, really well done. But what we run into here is this. So the hollowing holes are on the bottom. What is also on the bottom of this print? Well, an entire wall of support structure that pretty much didn't allow any of the air and resin to get through to the hollowing holes. So it essentially recreated the suction cup that the hollowing holes tried to prevent, creating a suction cup, causing it to fail. So pretty much taking this model, recalculating it to grid supports so that it opens up these bases right here, allowing resin and air to flow through, corrected the problem. So just keep that in mind. You can't have too many supports or definitely too many support shafts, creating resin, walls of resin. Also, it's a waste of resin. Resin's expensive. Save your resin, save your money. Don't do this. The next one here is also just too many. This is crazy. There is a lot of support structure here and lattice structure here, and there's just a lot. I think with this one right here, whatever the user's trying to print may cost them like $1 or $2 in resin, depending on the cost of the resin, but the support structure will cost them significantly more. We don't want to do this, but the user took some advice and changed that up a bit, and they decreased the amount of settings they had. But we can see we've introduced a new issue. In fact, actually this issue did exist on the previous picture as well, which couldn't see it because it was blocked by all the supports. And if you could see it, let me know down in the comments for all those with the magic eye. But let's scroll down here and we'll see the issue. This entire bottom edge is practically unsupported. The next thing I would probably say is probably about 75% of the way through, this model with proper support is gonna be pretty much structurally sound, and you're gonna be able to print the rest of it without needing any or very few supports. So I might actually delete this top row especially, and maybe even that bottom row. It may be completely unnecessary. And of course, if we look here at the bottom picture, you can see that essentially we've got no supports on that bottom edge. This is where we do need a lot of support structure. And now we've got this one. This is something I used to see a long time ago, but not as much more recently. The reason is a long time ago, it was a lot of education around using really thick support shafts for heavy and smaller for the light or ultralight. But now with Lychee's auto supports and kind of the way the industry is going, we're going more towards using the exact same support shaft size for everything. This is just more uniform and ultimately gonna get a much better experience. So on this guy, what we can see is this massive heavy support that's just consuming a ton of resin and really getting in the way. And it's all also supporting a nose, which doesn't even have an island. It doesn't even need to be supported in the first place. That support could be deleted. So just something to keep in mind. Moving forward, if you are one who's using really thick heavies and really narrow minis or thins, it's probably a good idea to start standardizing those into a single size, or at least something that's more uniform than what we're seeing here. This next one here is a user where it printed just fine. They just couldn't get the supports off. And if you look at it, you could probably tell exactly why. There is a hell of a lot of supports on this model. We've got an issue with not using grid supports. Things are just way too packed. We've got so much bracing, you're not gonna be able to kind of rip them off. But also, this is a sphere. Spheres mostly print themselves. You could say maybe after the first 25%, the rest of it is gonna be self-supporting and no supports need to be placed above it. If you got like an overhang, like these little tubes coming out the side, you need some, and the overhang on the side, you need some. But even this top part and all that, those aren't overhangs. You don't need supports on that one. So this could have 5%, 10% of the supports it has and probably print just fine, helping it to be easy to clean off, easy to remove, and a beautiful print when you're all said and done. And for the very last one, we've got two parts that are supposed to come together. These are supposed to be flat, and they didn't. This was an issue of there really was enough support structure here on the bottom, so that bottom lip kind of started failing, and that failing kind of cascaded further out. If you have any failures or difficult problems you'd like featured in a video like this, make sure to reach out to us on the Lychee Slicer Discord, and also make sure to say hello while you're there. Hit that like and subscribe button, and as always, thank you for watching, and have a good day.